welcome to the Perception Podcast. My name is Olumide Moses. Today we are going to be talking about individuality and collectivity. What is individuality and collectivity? Now let me use Alan Watts' description of what it means. Alan Watts said something. This is what he said. He said, when you use a pencil to draw a circle, can you make it red? Let me repeat what Alan Watts said. Alan Watts said, can you use a pencil to draw a circle and make it red? But you can use a red pen to draw a red circle and paint it red. What is Watts referring to? Let me repeat it again. Watts said it. Watts said, you can use a pencil to draw a circle, but you can't paint it red. But you can use a red pen to draw a red circle and paint it red. What is Watts referring to? What Watts is talking about? What is talking about particular? When you look at it, a red pen and a pencil, collectively, they are writing utensils, but in particular, they are different. They are not the same. A red pen is different from a pencil. So that's what I'm talking about. What I've been talking about is individuality. We are individuals in our own way. We are different in our own way. We are who we are. I am me. I am the only me in the world, and you are the only you in the world. There's no other one except us. That's what Watts was talking to in terms of shape. So that's what Watts was that's the point Watts was trying to make. And also, the earth is not dependent on us. We are an atom of the earth. We are a symptom of the earth. An apple is a symptom of a particular tree. An avocado is a symptom of a particular tree. We are part of the earth. We are not independent of the earth. And the earth is not dependent on us. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about individuality. We have our roles to play. That's what Watts was referring to. A red pen can draw a red circle and paint it red, but a pencil can draw a circle and cannot paint it red. Why? Because they're particular. We are different, and that's what individuality means. But from a collective perspective, they are all writing utensils. You can use a red pen to write. You can use a red pen to draw a red circle and paint it red. You can use a pencil to draw a circle, but you can't paint it red. Because why? They're particular. They are different. We are who we are in our own different ways. But collectively, we work together. We are of the earth, and the earth is not dependent of us. That's why I said we are an atom and a symptom of what the earth is and what the earth stands for. Now let's relate it to society and humanity. Now, if you look at Western cultures are more individual, and culturally they believe in what they call mediocrity. They believe in what they call mediocrity. They believe in what they call meritocratic society. What is a meritocratic society? A meritocratic society, wherever you find yourself, either up or down, is of your own doing. It's not of society, but it's of your own doing. And this was what Nietzsche was talking about when he was referring to slave morality. Some people might find themselves where they are today. It's not of their doing, but it's of society. And this of society, and if it's of society, it is of us to bring them up. It is of us to support them, and it is of us to take them to where they need to be. That's what Nietzsche was talking about in slave morality. Those who find themselves below the ladder is not of their own doing. What of if it is of society? What will society do? Will society and just leave them to fortune, chance, and fate? Or rather, will society look upon them and see what they can do and make the most of them so they can contribute to their own part of society? That is what Nietzsche was talking about. Now, Emil Durkheim was saying something similar, that Western societies are very individualistic from a cultural perspective, because when the weight is upon an individual, it becomes his lot in life. there's no social support, there's no moral support, and there's no collective support. And also from a cultural perspective, they're also lacking in that perspective. They're also lacking from that angle. Or like a collective society, like in Africa, for instance. In Africa, there's collective support, and the culture is very different. For instance, a grown-up man can still come back home and still stay with his parents, depending on when he's able to pick himself up and go. But unlike Western societies, it's being frowned upon, it's being looked down upon. You're like a loser, you're like someone who at the end of the day, you're still being fed by your parents, so you're coming back to your childhood home. It's a very different ballgame, unlike in African societies, whereby it's very different. You can decide to come home and try to pick your life up, and from there you move out. But in Western societies, not so. So the cultural variation also matters in what I'm talking about. So we all have to be individual to a certain point, and we also have to be collective to a certain point. Now, we all have to be individual. We need to discover who we really are. We need to play our role in society. We need each other. We need to be dependent on one another. But we need to fully discover who we truly are so we can offer what society needs. And we are able to fill in the gaps as human beings. And if we are able to do that, I think society will be a lot better. So, in as much as we are more individual, we are also collective. And we can only be truly collective if we are able to really fill the gaps in which society has created for us, so we can add value to others and others can add value. And if we are able to do all this collectively, then we have a society. So that's what I'm talking about. I've been talking about individuality or collectivity. We are collective as humans. We're individual as our own being. And if we're able to blend the two together, we'll make the most of life. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you very much.